If you're waking up tired in the morning with a stressed and foggy brain, not wanting the day to start, you're going to want to watch this. We're going through a series of 7 different steps to make your mornings unbeatable and unlock the energy reserves your brain and body didn't know they had. It's not the so-called perfect morning routine, because that just doesn't exist. It's so variable amongst humans. However, it is a set of steps you can take to increase energy levels, boost motivation, support focus, and alertness. A large part of this is grounded in science. A couple of simple techniques to optimize your physiology for optimal function during the day. Upon waking up, I make sure to roll the shades up and get exposed to natural sunlight. If that's not an option, I make sure to use an intense light that's mimicking the sun. Could be a regular lamp or a blue light emitting device. This alone helps trigger a spike in cortisol, which sets the body up for action. I learned that waking up properly is a big part of circadian rhythms, sleep, and recovery, so I try to make the sun my friend. Sunlight exposure. Typically in the morning, I would go out for a walk to be exposed to natural morning sunlight, or at least I would stare out the window for about 5 to 10 minutes just to wake up properly. Because I tend to live in a cloudy and shady and cold area, sometimes this is just not an option. So what I do is I have a relatively intense light set up in my office and in my bathroom, so that when I wake up, I turn that bad boy on so I can get all the light I need to properly wake up. So first thing, light in the morning wakes your brain and body up. First thing in the morning, I down about 500 milliliters of water with a pinch of mineral-rich salt. Mix that up to get the crystals melting and drink it to power my cells for the day. The key here is picking up high-quality, mineral-rich salt to replenish lost electrolytes during the evening. Hydration is a big part of cellular energy dictating daily function, so I make sure to never miss this essential habit. Second, electrolytes. While I tend to eat a lot of vegetables and nuts, which do tend to pack a good punch of minerals, I think most people can profit from adding electrolytes, particularly in the morning when the body's a bit more dehydrated, if you will. This is especially important for someone who's training a lot, whether that's strength training, cardio, or living in a hot area where you sweat a lot. Adding these things like sodium, magnesium, and potassium is critical to powering our cellular function. This helps improve and support both brain function, muscle function, recovery, and energy production. So, second thing, get your electrolytes in. Not much of a hero when it comes to cold showers. Hate the action, love the effect. I like to start warm, then finish up with 1 minute of cool to cold water. Yes, breathing rate increases, the body starts shaking, but the cortisol boosting effect is so powerful that it makes me feel much more energized for the rest of the day. Works instantly, better than coffee. Third, cold showers. I'm not a big fan of cold showers just because it takes so much energy for me to do them and mental preparation, and I don't typically do them routinely. I'll just do it like twice a week. Cold showers boost something called a norepinephrine. That's basically a neurotransmitter that when increased, it can wake you up, boost focus, alertness, and stress, but also make your body a bit more resilient. And it may help reduce inflammation, so act anti-inflammatory. So if you're into physiology, you can already get a grasp of what are we doing in this morning routine. We're essentially trying to do everything in our power to naturally allow the body to wake up and be more activated. That is extremely important for us to be able to wind down and rest in the evening. All these things lead to a proper wake up with an increase in cortisol and stress that's making your body ready to take action for the day. Keeping yourself nice and clean has a carryover effect further in the day. It makes you feel as if you're someone worthy to take care of, someone important. My skincare routine is pretty basic. I do a light cleanse with salicylic acid, cleansing any dirtiness on my face. Then I do a drop of niacinamide or B3 to reduce inflammation and hyaluronic acid to moisturize my face. Finally, a drip of UVB protective sunscreen, the favorite amongst dermatologists to prevent skin damage from the sun. Fourth, I do my face routine. I believe hygiene is very important, and yes, as you can see, skincare is not my forte. However, I try to do some of the things that I know are healthy and rejuvenating for my skin. So an absolute must is that I'm cleansing my face twice daily before going to bed and after waking up. I do a salicylic acid, as you saw there, and also I am moisturizing my face and putting a protective layer on top, like the UVB sunscreen you've seen, just to protect from skin damage from the sun. We keep a lot of tension in our physical body that preconditions stress, anxiety, and mood-related issues. Incorporating a short mobility routine is a great way to ease tension, stretch the muscle out, and improve blood flow. Besides, opening up the chest region has an expansive effect achieved also with so-called power posing. This tricks our body into thinking we're more confident. Taking a short break to just move and stimulate blood flow can do a lot for your body and your brain. By stimulating circulation, you're essentially letting the juices flow in the body. Toxins are released, muscle tension is reduced, energy creation pathways are kick-starting their thing once again, and all of this leads to just feeling more vibrant, more energetic. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just taking about 5 minutes to stretch out, do a couple of deep squats, thoracic openings, arm circles, stretches, even a couple push-ups can do wonders for your physiology. But you'd be amazed what it does for your focus. Since you watched this video, I deem you're interested in the science of optimizing health, longevity, and performance. Got good news for you. We've distilled science into short letters. Now, you can get hacks into improving sleep score, mitochondria function, improving focus, and burning fat faster. Everything one wants. And until we hit 1,000 subscribers, it's free, you can join. We've just upgraded our newsletter, Keys to Vitality. Now, you can join more than 500 active readers, getting one key insight to increase energy, improve daily function, and unlock vitality. 4 minutes every Saturday morning. If you're into living a fulfilled, long life filled with meaningful experiences, I believe being vibrant plays a major part in it. So, highly recommended. Age slower, feel better, and be smarter. Scan this code, links in the description. After all this, I'm eating the frog. The hardest, most tedious, and most important 90-minute task of the day. This can be writing an article, finishing a chapter of my book, editing a video, or creating the newsletter. Some of the main tasks that my life depends upon. Even on a busy day, I make sure to position this 90 minutes as early in the day as possible because it moves the biggest lever responsible for achieving the life I want. The 90-minute deep work or 90-minute focused bout. Having something hard, something difficult to accomplish that pushes you closer towards fulfilling your purpose on a daily basis is something I take pride in. Creating something that's directed towards the future that you want, towards moving the most important, the biggest lever that you can to get closer to achieving your ideal self or ideal future. This is a rule I live by. I love to create something intentionally, no matter how difficult it is, something that I think can help others improve their life. In most cases, this 90-minute deep work focused bout is going to be reserved for articles on VitalSend or anything related to, building my personal brand and business. The educational hub that people can sneak into when they need answers on how to improve certain aspects of health, performance, and optimize daily function. This is why I take a part of the day and I create a place where I can soak my interests and create. To let the energy systems do their job properly, I make sure I let my body awake before caffeine does it. This is why I delay my coffee for 3 hours upon waking. I have 3 different ways I make it. It can be an espresso, a clean bulletproof coffee, or a collagen-powered decaf version with nootropic mushrooms. Anyway, it's a part of the day that I enjoyed the most, getting that hit of caffeine. Everything about it, the smell, the flavor, the routine is so satisfying that I make it a priority. Next one is delaying caffeine a little bit further, about 2 to 3 hours after you wake up. 2 hours after bed, I would avoid caffeine. The reason for this is very simple. The highest cortisol increase in most people is between 7 to 11 a.m. based on when you wake up. But after you wake up, you have that little window of about 2 to 4 hours where the body naturally wakes up, you do something hard, you get stimulated, cortisol increases, and then somewhere around midday, let's call it, between 11 and 2, there's a slight drop in cortisol. Now, if you're having caffeine first thing in the morning, you're not letting the body naturally wake up. So you're kind of just stimulating something that should have been stimulated if you slept well. And so that light drop in cortisol that happens midday, for example, after 1 or 2 bouts of 60 to 90 minutes of hard work, comes with a concomitant drop in focus. And this is where caffeine can step in, increase our focus, boost alertness, and improve productivity. That's how I use it. I am a big fan of eating healthy fats, particularly to support brain function and cognitive performance. Beyond caffeine, I'm doing 3 supplements before my breakfast to optimize cognition. L-theanine, which helps reduce the jittery effects of caffeine and promotes a longer, more sustainable alertness. Acetylcholine, increasing choline levels, essential for healthy neural function, memory, and learning. And taurine, which supposedly helps neural development and neural function. Next thing is brain supplements. So I'm not a big fan of synthetic nootropics, not yet, because I don't have the resources to actually research and determine how good they are for me in the long run. But beyond eating brain foods, there are some sort of supplements and nutrients that I've found to be essential for supporting cognitive function and the way sort of the brain works. Things can help provide the energy, support the brain needs to function properly, and also smoothen or improve its function. And if you look at improving brain performance with natural nutrients, compounds, or supplements, you would find one thing that they all do, and that is aiding to reduce neurotoxicity. Basically, when your brain is stressed, hyperactive, and chronically at this aroused state, neural toxicity builds up. This is seen as having excessive, fast, and impulsive thoughts that just cannot die off. It's like anxiety of some sort. And a lot of these supplements like taurine, like acetylcholine, like L-theanine are helping to reduce the hyperarousal state in the brain and sort of let the brain work a little bit more smoother at a not so hyperactive state. Reducing such neurotoxicity puts less strain on your brain, so it increases the energy or the bandwidth your brain has and can use on other productive things you want. Last thing I was introduced to by Andrew Huberman is NSDR, or non-sleep deep rest. It's essentially a sort of a meditation where you focus on deep breathing, bringing presence back and feeling your body. It's a guided meditation and sort of a body scan that helps put the brain in theta wave where energy stores are replenished and stress is reduced. Last one would be breathwork, particularly NSDR. Non-sleep deep rest can be used right after sleep if you feel fatigued and groggy and not well rested. It can also be used in between those bouts of high-intense cognitive work, like 90 minutes of cognitive work, and in between you need a break to re-energize your brain. NSDR is a great way. You can also use NSDR in the midday when there is a little slump, right after lunch, somewhere between 3 to 5 o'clock. It's where most people tend to get sleepy, and NSDR can help you refresh and re-energize the body. The last thing is before sleep. So NSDR before sleep can sort of help the brain calm down and reduce activation, so the brain is in a way primed for better sleep, if you will. Either way, NSDR works by recentering, thought observation, and mindfulness. The key strategies to rest, reset brain function, and improve brain capacity.